Okay, hello everybody. I'm ready to start. I hope you enjoy being here as much as I do, being with you. Today we will look into the Eurythmy gestures for J, K, and H, and also into the background behind these figures. And to start with, I would like to show you just a few aspects in a presentation which I have prepared, and after 3 or 4 minutes we should be ready to start doing what I show you. And if we just look at this picture, then you see at the left hand side the names of the zodiac signs, and at the right hand side the planets, how they are attributed to the zodiac signs. And in the picture at the right you see where the physical body the zodiac signs are placed: Aries in the head and Pisces in the feet, and all others in between. And you also see this red, green, blue, and yellow bars, which indicate that there are sort of sevenfold partitions of zodiac signs which form a micro-human being, a microcosmos, a specific way of cooperation between the signs which addresses important aspects of the human being. And there, at the left, the red bar, it's the upper system, which is between Aries, the head, and Libra, the hips, yeah. And then you have the green bar, the middle system between Gemini, the shoulder girdle, and Sagittarius, the thighs. And the blue bar, the lower system between Virgo, the belly, and Pisces, the feet. And you find the yellow bar, which could be named the head arm being, which is from Aries to Gemini, from head to shoulder girdle, and then from Sagittarius to Pisces, the members of the arm, upper arm, elbow, lower arm, and hands. And when you look at the drawing which I tried to produce, then it's exactly what you find in the table, just painted in a way that it's easier to see the opposite relationships of opposite signs, like in our, and also that you find the planets in them, and it's easier to find how the same planet combines or lives in two signs which are of pretty opposite character. Jupiter, for example, lives in the feet and in the thighs and the upper legs, and it combines fire and water. That's his capacity. He can do that. Or Mercurius lives in the Gemini system, at the top, in the yellow top of the drawing, the shoulder girdle, and also in the belly in Virgo. And those two, Jupiter and Mercury, they are the systems which stand behind the sounds we are working with today. I told you we speak about or move through G, K, and H. And the red circle down there is the field of Sagittarius, the G and the K, in the thighs, in the upper legs. And there, Jupiter brings its energy into it. And you also see that through Jupiter, which lives also in the feet, there must be somehow a connection between the upper legs and the feet. And Those of you who do not know this might be surprised to detect it in movement so naturally. And when you look to the Gemini system at the top, the shoulder girdle, then you find that's where the ha belongs to. Then you find that Mercury gives its energy to it. And that the planets give their energy to the zodiac fields is a concept by Rudolf Steiner, and where he speaks about the world clock. And how can a planet bring energy into such a system? Or not just energy, but Steiner says his force, or brings force into the system. We will try to detect it by doing it. And just looking to what is written at the left-hand side, you will find it in the course, which is on the website, and I will show at the end of this, maybe 1.25 hours, where you find it on our website. These pictures are in the course. The course is during this webinar free. Afterwards, we will ask you to contribute a little bit. And then Sagittarius belongs to the thighs, or the thighs to Sagittarius. It's a fire sign. Jupiter is its ruler. To Jupiter belongs O. It's an earth sound. Yeah? And polar to it, you have Gemini and the H. And then the interesting thing is the H. Yeah, Mercury belongs to it, the I. It's an air sound. And its polar sign is Sagittarius. And when you remember that last week we were working with F and D, Leo and Moon, then it was that, I come back, then it was that in a way Moon and Sun, Cancer and Leo, water and fire were the pretty opposite elements which kicked off this sequence. And now we have another kind of opposites, but these are just reinforcing each other. And I'm very much looking forward to look into this with you now. I invite you to take the space you feel well in. Take a little bit of time to arrive at yourself. And I always say, just take your hands, take a little bit of time to arrive at yourself, at your center. Feel what's going on in your chest, the breath moving it, the breath streaming in and out, the space of the from its expanse in there. And then turn your hands and slowly stream through the body, within the body, downwards. And maybe you notice that this streaming downwards, when you do not lose yourself in it, makes your body upright and tall. Take a breath, make a step backwards or forwards, and repeat. Arrive at yourself. Observe its reactions. Turn your hands and accompany yourself walking through the body, downwards, and continue, still centered in your heart, to move downwards. And at the same time, becoming upright by itself. Great. Breathe, please. And now, when we want to approach this force field of the age of Ha, yeah, that's just ending. And just bring your hands in front of your chest and do not just pull them apart, but inwardly you become big and you feel joy, and this opens up. And the ballast you should throw it off. And because that's so relieving, releasing, it's such a relief, you just breathe. And the key is that it's not that you throw your arms up, but there's such a lot of joy in here. And again, have your hands in front of your chest, cross them over a little bit. I will explain you later why. And then just try to create this feeling of joy. So great. You know what Leo is doing, and Leo is just giving its fire into this expansion. But Leo is still pretty close to bring its fire in this air sound. And on the opposite side of the zodiac, you find the thighs. And that's what we want to, do a little bit of research in what can you do with your thighs. And just stand and stroke them gently, a little bit down, a little bit up. It helps to feel them better afterwards. Just touch them and they feel being touched. Great. And then let go. And already now you might feel them better. Can you detect that your feet react to that? In my case, my feet just start, giggling or something like that, just because I touched my thighs with these thoughts. That's important. Okay, and now we try, just bring your hands in front of your chest and bend the thighs a little bit. And then slowly stretch the thighs and try to stay in your thighs. You only work in your thighs and you stretch them more and more. And you carry your arms out by doing that. And you bend your thighs, and by bending them, you bring your arms in. Then let go and relax. Do a step forward. We will do it a few more times afterwards, and before, we just to become aware that it normally, when we bend our thighs and we let go a little bit, and then we stretch the thighs, just do this if you want to, and stretch the thighs. Just naturally, your consciousness wanders to your heart. Suddenly you feel centered here. And what we try now is that we stay centered in the thighs. It's somewhat the belly of our ship, and we have to throw the coals in the fire there, and so we have to do the hard work. And so you can even use your hands to slowly turn the thighs up. And step by step, you stretch them. And you feel you are the worker down there and you stay with the workers. Yeah. You're not moving up to the sightseeing platform. No. You know who's doing the job. And then come back again and you do the same. You stay with the workers. And the steam of the machines down there, they move their arms. So slowly stretch the legs. Stay down there and try to create the energy which carries the arms out. And let go and try to fetch your arms in by bending the legs. And once again, stretching the thighs. And be careful that you do not stretch them too quickly. Otherwise you can't work anymore. And again, bring them in again by doing it with the thighs. And then let go. And breathe. If a breath wants to happen, welcome it. Great. It's the thank you of the body to what you did. And there are videos where you can explore a lot about these connections of the thighs and the arms and what it does to you. But we need it for the ha now. And when we did the ha, the opening up with joy, where does this joy come from? And it's not so much a joy of the soul, because we want to, the consonants are expressions of the body, of an enlivened body, of the soul of the body, not so much of my soul. But it's my soul too, the soul of my body, we are one. And we now try to have the arms again in front of our chest. And then we activate the thighs. And this energy reaches the heart, and from the heart it carries the arms up. And then it's just a letting go. And a letting go. And again a letting go. And it helps a little bit if your legs are, if you have make a step forward, then you are more flexible here to begin with, but afterwards it does not matter how you stand. So we do it again, slow motion. We are down there. And now we accompany with our hands the stream. And you do it slowly. So we activate by just using the muscles of the thighs, the stream a little bit. It comes up, it fills our chest. The chest just flows over, it flows into our hands. And they just follow. And let go, slowly. And it's one rule of Eurythmy, never work there where you want to have the result. So the arms do not lift themselves. They just follow what's going on. They're just carried along. That's what we try. Everything comes from here. So now we enter the ha a little bit more dynamically. The arms prepare, they cross over a little bit, yeah, and then as if they would lie on a table, or if you would stand on a bar and you are a little bit tired and the arms are there, and then that makes it easy to receive the energy. Then the energy from the thighs comes, reaches the heart, and this takes the arms up. One time more dynamically, it's like a ka. And you do not just start moving your arms when you start moving your thighs, because the thighs move first, they develop energy, and then it takes the arms along. Yeah? You just notice they want to fly with the thighs energy, and you allow it to them. And when we do this one more time, we are just practicing it. That ka. Okay, now I remember what I wanted to tell you. That's like the fireplace down here. And when you imagine there's a fire burning and you have a nice piece of wood and you are really a giant and you have lots of energy, then you can break this wood and ka. You feel this ka energy when the fire frees the energy of the wood, and it can come away. And so I just have the feeling to have a sensation of what comes from down there. Like you have this wood in your hands and the joy to make it break, jack, and then it comes. And there you notice, out of this joy, the ha originates by itself. You make this, let's try this ka, ha, and free. Now we have done it directly in one place, and now we try again a little bit later to do it from here. And in between, I show you two important principles. And the one is that in the car, in the Sagittarius, Jupiter, the O is at home. And O is a sound which you form from the heart. And you have a everyday heart, a loving heart, and with this you start to create this O gesture, a round O gesture embracing something. But you cannot finish this embracing with your ordinary heart. Now you must remember that you also have a big heart. Everybody has a big heart if you really, if your child needs something. And you can use your big heart to complete the O and bring the arms together. And then you let go, breathe, arrive. There are videos in the vowels course where you find this explained in detail. But what we need now is that when you do the O, the thighs feel it, and the thighs are connected with the feet. And just try, just by doing the O, you end up in the feet by passing the thighs. So just start again, O, and become aware that thighs are part of it. They profit from that. And when you finish the O, through the O you have reached your feet. And then let go. Great. One more time that you're just practicing from the O, the heart opens. And you end up in the feet. But you're just concentrating on creating a beautiful O. And then relax. And when this happens, you know you did not lose connection to your body, despite of you've been engaged in your soul so much. And when we do the ha, it's the O, which from the Sagittarius also brings us in the feet. So when we do again this, firework up there, we should just by itself end up in our feet. Okay, prepare your thighs, prepare your receptive system in your center, prepare your arms, and then and just take for serious that you feel your feet now is not just because you were pushing or something. No, it's a law which you enter and then relax. Human being is a being which is composed of spiritual matters of being at home. My home is the spiritual world, the heaven. I come from heaven, but I am a being which also is created out of earth. And these two things come together. And it reflects itself in that we are much more different in our left and right than we think. And if I feel torn apart, what shall I do, this or that? It has to do with these sides. And just by having your arms like this and you put a little bit of energy in one arm, you can create a suction which pulls you there. And then you create a little bit of tension in this arm, and it creates energy which sucks you there. And then again, just do it with the arm, and the body only senses it and follows it. And you do it again here. And it's pulling. And then return to your center. And this left and right is a somehow reflection from that's the law how creation is, which lives behind each creation. But we have to deal with these laws. And this we do in this field of tension between left and right. And Gemini is the force that's their meaning, that they bring these things together, that we are not torn apart, but that we are able to really bring it together. That's thanks to Gemini. And the gestures Dinah suggests expresses this. So just reach out into these two force fields, which could become dangerous, but we have Gemini, so they aren't dangerous. And then just grasp them a little bit and bring them along. Hey, come on, tell them friendly. And then, bring them together and cross them over. And then just bring your arms in like this, that you have the feeling, they are tucked into each other quite nicely. And that you have the feeling if you pull now, it's not going apart anymore. No, it's fixed. So again, feel this nice, as you bring it in, you need a little bit of energy. They don't want to come. And then please come, and then just bring them here, fix it there, nail it there, and then enjoy. I got them. And when you look at how the Gemini symbol is drawn, then you see that you have a small indication of a circle on top and a small indication of a circle below. So like earth and heaven. And then in between you have two indications of a circle which stand like this. And then you have the theme I've just spoken about. You have two force fields, and they are reflected in left and right, and they have to be brought together. And then you understand, with this in mind, you understand that why the shape is like this and not drawn just like two columns, is not that two forces are pushing together and bending it, but that the forces of left and right pull into different directions. And Gemini is the force which pulls them in, because this capacity is so strong that Gemini is able to pull it in and even bend it inwards a little bit. And when we do this, what does it do to our legs? And what Steiner suggested is that the legs are a little bit apart. Just not broad, but just apart. And then he brings the picture of a shipsman who stands on his ship, captain, and you're going through a channel or through a storm, and then you stand there and you just feel the strength in your arms and how you keep things together. And when you do this, and when in your upper system you bring things together, what happens in your lower system? It's polar. It's creating this energy. It's creating expansion. It's creating fullness. It's creating, you're already touching what Jupiter does, which really lives there. And now this Mercury Gemini force enters its realm, and Jupiter just says, great, let's go for it, and just stand here. And that would be the exercise, or that what you could detect, that you stand, you grasp the left and right forces, you bring them in, and you use a little bit of power to bring them in. And in your legs, another force comes into being which really makes them strong, broad, and Yeah? And they just become not just a column, they become balls full of fullness. And can you feel what your feet do? That how they touch the earth, that they really try to cramp into the earth because the pulling apart of the legs becomes so strong. Last try. In detecting the Gemini gesture, you just stand. You are just an ordinary being, but then you activate Gemini. And just feel what this holding things together does in your legs, does in your feet. And what comes out of that for your stability and joy of life and self-confidence. And then let go and breathe. And when you do the ha, which is a sound which opens so much, ha, we must realize, or we are allowed to realize, it happens in a force field which keeps things together. So we are allowed to open up because it's not just flowing away. It's taking place in this force field which makes things whole. And when we do the ha once again, try to keep in mind that Gemini is caring for our ha. So again, bend the legs a little bit. Just do this ka ha. Just remember these wonderful Gemini experience while enjoying the ha. And then let go. And just feel what it feels like to stand like that. When the heart takes place in a force field which has this direction, containing our oneness, bringing it together, then now we understand why the L gesture is so different from the heart gesture, although it looks pretty similar. I briefly show you the L gesture once. Let's just try it. It seems so similar. You go down, close to your thighs, and then you come up with a choice, and then it opens up. Wow! It rises, and then it, enters the sphere of the light, and then it comes down again. And it's a letting go, and then it starts again. Up, high, wide. And when you do the ha, it could look similar. But the ha is not a circle of life, as the L tries to express. It's a one-way thing. The I belongs to it. One way, you can go this way or that way, forward, or backwards. Walk your path. And that's also valid for the ha, although it looks like it goes into all directions. And when we do it slow motion, we again prepare for the ha, we let it rise, ha, and then it's just, wow, in this direction it goes away. And then it's a letting go, let the heart disappear. And then wait if an answer comes back. And when the answer comes, receive it. Listen into it. Let it pass you. And maybe even pass it on to the earth and let it go. And when you let go, and you wait again, maybe something comes back, and now it's not outside anymore. It's from underneath, but it's within. And maybe from there, it reaches your heart and fills it with what you have received coming back out of the heart. Breathe and make a step. So it's like a little bit like an echo. You shout into a forest, and after a while, it comes back. It's still what you have shouted, but there's something in it now. Just try to have this experience. You send it away, and then you wait. How long will it take? How many seconds? 10, 12, 14, until the echo comes. And then do it your pace. Now. And then go with it. And care for it. Feel what lives in it. And let it flow further. And then let go and receive again what's coming now. And breathe. So, did I say something wrong? I said the heart is a one direction thing. But after some minutes later, before I just did the heart everywhere. But the thing is that it's not a circle. You can throw your joy in all directions at the same time. Wow. And they go into all directions, but they come back from there where you sent them to. And then the heart comes back from all directions. And what you receive, you deal with it in a free way, you let go. To receive it in an even deeper way that it can reach your heart. That's the heart. It's a manifold letting go, which in its end reaches the realm of your heart, lets it grow, and possibly even overflow without getting empty by that. Great. Next question before we round the H question off, and that's the I. I just mentioned it, the one direction impulse lives in it. And the I is, you find many videos where you can watch about the I. Its main principle is it starts like all vowels at the heart. And then one arm, archetypally the left arm, goes downwards. And goes downwards, and as a reaction to it, the right arm rises and grows until you stand upright and free between two polar force fields. Again, left and right play a big role in that. Let go and breathe. And the main principle is that the I originates from going downwards. A plant can grow because it develops roots, and through this it can grow. You cannot make a plant bigger. The bigger the pot is, the bigger the sunflower will become when you plant them. Just experiment it. You will be surprised. So we try to enter the pot of our plants. So you start at the center. Grow into the depths. And only by going deeper and deeper, you stretch the upper arm but it's by going deeper that stretches the upper arm. And then let go. Becoming upright through building roots. That's the principle. Yeah, growth through rooting. That's I. One other aspect, and the I, what you see, lives in the realm of tension, of risking something. You can even get, if you do it quickly, one more time, if you do it like this, I go deeper, and then upper arm stretches. And if I intensify this force, will I go deeper and deeper, it could even bend me. And then the deepest meaning of the I is that the body reacts and says, nothing is allowed to bend me. Not even I myself are allowed to bend me. That's the true I, which then only comes into being after you have risked to become bent by yourself, walking your path. That's, what then, why life is so easy to make mistakes and anything else. Another aspect of the I, where you have this, I go my path is, so those of you who have done bungee jumping might know this feeling. You stand there and you have a rubber band in your back and you tie it to your, where you can tie it, where you have your case here, and then you tie it also to a tree or to something that you can really fix it. And then you can really do it by movement. You stand there, you feel the rubber band, you feel how it's fixed in your back, and you also have an impression of how it's fixed somewhere else behind. And then you start walking, and then you really try to stretch the rubber band, and you go forward, and you feel that the pulling becomes stronger. And after a while, you stop, and then you allow the pull to pull you back. And funny enough, you pretty close to where you started, the pull disappears and the body stops by itself. And that's also the I. You go forward, you try to go into something, and there's this opposite quality as well, pulling you backwards. And when it pulls you back, you can even sense the wind. You don't have to work anymore. Wow. The German word Ich is hidden in this principle. And when we now do the Ha, and after this we will sit down just to listen to the resonance, then have in mind that this I principle is the principle which gives the Ha its force. But how can such a movement give its force to the Ha? We only do the Ha. And then you realize it's not physically that it's giving its force, but it gives the Ha its meaning. And if you feel meaning in what you do, you develop much, much more force. Than if you don't feel the meaning of what you're doing, of what you are. We do the Paternoster I, how I call is growing through building roots, and then we do the Ha, and you just try to remember that this I, the E, is behind it. So you go down, E, downwards, down, and feel how this going downwards lives in your uprightness. And keep this completely alive. Don't destroy anything of what you did when you just prepare for the Ha, bringing left and right together, preparing your thighs, and then thighs, hard, Ha. Ha. How does it feel to stand there now? And it's a manifold letting go, because it's a letting go that you allow your arms to be taken along, that you let go into the infinite, that you wait. That's also letting go until an answer comes. And then you have a sort of invisible earth up here you must let go to, into this realm. And then you let go into the real earth. And then you let go to receive what's coming back from the whole. And then you let go just to see what comes out of it. So sit down, let go. What are the first impressions you get from your body? How do you feel the relevance of light now? In which way could you speak of sensing a quality of light, and how does it show itself to you? Why would you say, yeah, this might be a quality of light and that, and how does it live in your body now? And it can be very warm and everything, but you can still search for, it's just another level you are opening your eyes towards you. And we were speaking about left and right all the time. How predominant is left and right at the moment? Or how much do you feel yourself as an entity? And your chest, is it very open? Is it very contained? Does it feel heavy? Does it feel flexible? Does it feel like a specific form? How do you perceive your arms, your hands, and how your legs? Is it the same impression or different? And just let go. Ha. And the ha can also be done just with the shoulder girdle, and then you just concentrate the front of your shoulder girdle a little bit, the clavicles, the collarbones. You feel how the muscles pull it in a little bit, and then it's a letting go. And this carries your clavicles upwards. and it carries it backwards. And then you just enjoy letting go in the back. And just by coming down in the back, it condenses your feeling down in the back a little bit, and then you let go. Oh, it's so nice to follow this sensation of expansion. And this brings the shoulders forward and they sink down in front again. Wow. So you can do a and then behind. And maybe you can imagine that you have two eyes here. Yeah, if you touch your clavicles above them, you might find a hole. And when you press against it, you notice, oh, that's very sensitive. I must not press too hard, because that's the tip of your lungs. Huh? And also on the other side. Here. And maybe you can, in your fantasy, prolong it as if they would even reach your shoulder blades behind. And when you now close or bring down the front of your shoulder a little bit, it could feel as if these eyes close a little bit. And now you try that you open these eyes and they start to looking into the world very bright, while at the same time in the back the shoulder blades come down. And then you let go behind, it opens up, and in front the clavicles are coming down. And now try that it feels a little bit like your eyes in front, when you let them rise again, open up. And your eyes in the back close themselves. So you're looking into the front world. And then let go behind. And your eyes behind open up, and the eyes in front fall asleep. And try to sense that now you look into the world behind. And then again, open your eyes in front and notice they close behind. Really have 4 pairs of eyes. 2 eyes looking into the world in front of you, the other one are asleep. Open up your 2 eyes in the back. The 2 in front go asleep. And really look with 2 open eyes into the space behind. And let go and just return to your center. And when you know the stars on the skies and you look to Gemini, then there are 2 very bright ones. They are so much known, and they are called Castor and Pollux, the 2 bright stars of the Gemini. And when you imagine that you have the Gemini sign, here the one part and here the other one, and from the side you are like this, then you can imagine Castor and Pollux, the Gemini who can look into 2 directions, is really present. Great. And breathe. Okay, now we look into the G and the K. And we have already learned a lot what we can use now. Because the main source for the G and the K are the thighs. They belong to Sagittarius. Yeah? And we will just continue working with them to create this energy. But one element is interesting, and I will like to start with showing you the gesture for the Sagittarius house. Dinah suggests you to do it. And this you do with thighs, yeah, and upper arm are one. They're different, very, but from the zodiac signs, they are one. Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is the energy of going forward, really, yeah, aiming at something. And to express this, you just use your upper arm, put it in front, and just indicate you want to go forward with your upper arm. It shows the direction. And you can, how do you bring energy into this upper arm without showing your muscles here like this? Because this energy is not eternal. We want to activate our eternal energy. And this we do with, what belongs to the upper arm, the thighs. And just stand a little bit like this. And then prepare the upper arm. And then just practice, what does it need? That I stretch, that I bring energy into my lower legs, my upper legs and my thighs. And with this, I manage to expand the energy of my upper arm. Yeah, great. And now I could even place a glass on it and it would be stable and not me holding it there anymore. That's a nice experience. Try it one more time. And to begin with, you just prepare, you have your arm here, and you feel I have to hold it. And then you start working with your thighs, bringing energy in it, and you do not think I want to have this arm up horizontal, but just try to create energy, a growing energy which belongs to Jupiter, to the O, to create this growth also in your upper arm. Wow. Great. And then Steiner suggested, okay, do this. And you have this direction and use the other hand to calm it down. So yes, so great. I receive it. It's not actually a calming down, but there's a rate there and there's a receiving force. There's love which approaches it and receives it. Yeah, and makes it mild in a way, which creates wisdom, because Jupiter, the ruler of the system, is the force field of wisdom. So again, have this arm, create a little bit of energy, and from far out, from the far circumference, come and touch it. I know you can't really reach me. I come a little bit closer to you, and then create a strong, speaking relationship between them. And the other hand, you allow a little bit to snuggle into the elbows there, the inner side of the elbows, to reach this upper arm. And then you can have this principle of going out and coming in, major and minor. And the energies we bring from down there and up here, we just enjoy this interplay. So we prepare. The upper arm goes in there. Great. And then, yes, there's this energy going out. And then love. Try to sense love in this arm. But it's strong. And then also have this, other arm in this receptive upper arm on the other side. And just listen to both languages at the same time. And relax. And when you remember that the Gemini gesture was like this, and then with strong legs, and then it does not need much, just one leg goes behind, one arm in front, and then you really create energy in this system. And not only the one going out, but also in the receptive upper arm. And it's the hands on both sides which play a role in it, because they belong to Jupiter too. And with Gemini, we had this system, the upper and lower system, which is reflected in this one. So the eye comes here, left and right. And here, it's the forward. If you one time create the O gesture, you will notice that from the heart, and then engage your big heart, the infinitive big heart. And then just notice, if you really feel this heart and you really enter it, it brings you forward on your toes. That's the principle of the O. It brings you forward. It inclines you forward. It's sympathy. And this is the energy forward, which comes from Jupiter also, which lives in this gesture. So again, last time we created Sagittarius gesture. We feel it and just try to feel that in this striving forward, the Jupiter energy is giving it its meaning. It lives from this energy. And then let go. It's just the imagination. Jupiter, the O is there when you do it. You do it in it. And when you think that the O in the Eightfold Path had a relationship to the right striving, to the sacral chakra, it's also this, the right striving. It's the striving energy which belongs to Jupiter, to the O, which lives in this Sagittarius gesture. When we now proceed to the G, then we again bend our thighs a little bit. We cross the arms over a little bit, and the hands are looking outwards. And then the thighs, you stretch them slowly, and with the energy of the thighs, you start to move your arms in a way that they create an inner space and keep what's coming from the outside a little bit away. That's one form of the G. And already in this gesture, you see that the O is pretty close. So create this O gesture again. O, O, and really feel it with love and warmth and empathy. Feel what it does to you. And then let this O stay alive while you prepare carefully for the G. And then create from the thighs this G gesture, but the O is still there. Wow. And this will help you not to make it too open, but it's also subtle, rich, and it arrives. And let go. Breathe, make a step with the other leg. You can do it any way you want to do it. And last idea, a few more will come, is if you work with the thighs, you will end up in the feet. So if you work in the G in the arms, it's the upper arms which create it, but you will end up in the hands. Remember the O, prepare for the G. Make your thighs active. This starts moving your upper arms. You arrive in the feet. That makes you arrive in your hands. And the O gives it its security. And then return to your heart and let go. And every Eurythmy movement leads you to your heart, because that's where everything wants to arrive anyway. But as the vowels are standing behind all signs, the vowels are creations from the heart, you are in your heart. And when you let your hands go, they just go to where you are. And then you let go a second time and breathe. The G gesture is you push something aside, and the O makes it a healing quality. It's not antipathy. It's just you create the space which is necessary. And another G gesture, maybe even more archetypal but not so often used, is that you open it towards below and above. So you prepare, and one arm, archetypally the left one, goes down, the right one up. Again, from the thighs, from the upper arms. And what is Jupiter and O doing now? Which role do they play now? Let go. One step forward or backwards. Try out. Let's for the moment do left arm down, right arm up. It's not wrong the other way. Isn't it like opening up or becoming an eye? It really creates space for light. Before it was space for warmth. And then let go. And Jupiter is the quality of wisdom, is the master of the light forces. And so let's do it one more time, having this O energy in mind when we do the G in its archetypal form. Upper arms, hands, feet, presence of O. Look. The eye is an eye. Look. It's another riddle. One can look into this. But when you have this O gesture and you have it in the vertical, just realize the theme of becoming an eye is present. We go to the K. With the G, we were engaging the forces of the lower system a lot. And the K, the heart sound, belonging to the upper system, loves playing with the lower system. So first of all, to prepare ourselves for the K, to become a good sparring partner, or we just do a little bit of training, we enjoy being down there, and we have our hands in front, and then we just practice to expand our energy system just by using the muscles of our body, belly system, hip system, a little bit, and becoming thick and round, as we would not like to become in real life, but we are playing with these energies. We have not only them. So again, this expansion. And to begin with, you can use your muscles, and afterwards you just feel it. And the last step is you only think it, and it happens in the body. Because you think it in the body. Okay, we have prepared it, just test. Use your hands. Is it elastic? Do I have to stop my hands, or are they brought back? No, really. Yes, it's working well. It's nice to push into it and feel the response. And then the car is now, the world of the stars, the upper system, where we come from, our world of ideas and we work. And then, but we also use the upper arms, and now we start pulling a little bit, and we pull these stars a little bit down, and we really press them into our elastic system. And this system, sends them back, or anywhere, not back, anywhere. Yeah, there's no morality in the lower system, just yeah, anywhere. You will see yourself where you land. Just this slow motion way of doing it, you just use the upper arms to bring it down. The lower system enjoys being pressed, but it enjoys more just sending it away. And when you do this, sending it away, do you notice that this wakens up the hands? And when this happens, that's the aim. This should happen, that the hands suddenly get this energy. Then you can even imagine rays of light passing by, and the fingers are just picking it up, and maybe even, making it bright or strong or more brilliant. And now we do not pull so much anymore because the upper system doesn't like to work. The lower system is our bully, but the upper system, just we let it fall. Yeah. So have the arms up here. Down there it's elastic, and then I let it fall slow motion to begin with. I let it fall and zack, whoop. The lower system sends it away. And now you can just practice that I can really let it fall. And is it the last 2 times I was cheating? Because now I want to show it, but the first 2 times it was fine. That I do not, what I did now, I was just going down, and then I used the muscles here to send them back. But you might believe I used my lower system, but I felt it. I used this muscle. But if really my lower system works, I do not feel my muscles. I feel there is something which takes my arm along, and I just let go. And this car, that needs practicing. Yeah, so just dang, dang. Yes, now it's working better. And then the tension of my muscles is here. When it works, then I suddenly notice, I feel this muscle working, or this is doing that, but I'm not doing it, I'm only noticing it. These muscles are now working and playing, and like if you have table tennis or something like that, you enjoy this. 2, 3 more times trying. Ka, ka, ka. Okay, and now let's try that we really pick it up with the fingers. And also the fingers should try not to catch it and do it themselves, because then you capture the light again, but they just feel it and go with it. And now just forget a little bit out. This system, just they will do it now. It will do it now for us. And just concentrate a little bit of picking up this light, passing your hands and fingers. Zack. And again. And start playing with, you have 2 table tennis players, around the arms, can go at different times. And then bring it in the hands and become expressive in your fingers, because that's again Jupiter. What is power should be refined into light, should be given, should become something which can be led. And now is the difference between the K and the G is that the G is creating space by pushing something a little bit further out. It's a question of force. We do the horizontal G once again. You just let go, and then yes, and just feel the energy of the upper arms, of the thighs, lifts also in the hand, and you keep something on distance. And if you would let go, it would come back. So you have to keep this energy, that the space stays existing. Otherwise, if you would let go, it would come in. So if you have a problem, you keep it away from yourself. And with the car, you solves the problem in a different way just by dissolving it. Problem? Was there one? Yeah, so there is a problem. Just imagine, and then just let go. Ka, ha. And there you see already how the ha comes in. Was there a problem? Ka, ha. The ha, just a space of pure listening comes about. Let's try to do this ka, ha experience once again. Ka, ha. Ka. Breathe, let go. How does it feel like to stand like this now? And then slowly sit down and listen to the resonance. What parts of your body come into your perception now? Which start saying, hello, here I am. And maybe it's a sequence. What's the general feeling J and K produce in your body? Now, at this moment. What's the grade of contentness you meet in yourself? And when you say water, warmth, air, earth, what is predominant here? Or what is there the least? And if water and maybe even earth, but water probably with most of us is hidden a little bit. Where does it hide? In which holes does the water element hide? And why? I don't mean the sweat now. I just mean, what could be called water element in your sensations, inner sensations. And how do fire and air feel now? Great. We have this sequence D, F, G, K, H, and then R, and there the sounds start playing into each other. And today we do not do the sequence, but we just combine the sound with its polar sound, just to explore a little bit their cooperation. It will not take that long, but it's a little bit exploring what we already know. So we have this ha gesture, which not only goes outside, it can also originate from out there. There's a zodiac around us, which also has thighs and feet, and or a Sagittarius and Pisces. So the ha can come from out there and we receive it. Ha. And then this response originates in us. Yeah? As before we did it, we sent it out and then somebody answered from out there. So let's just do this ha coming from out there and we receive it with joy. And then prepare a little bit for the G gesture. That the prepare, you remember the O and you go into the G. And then let go. And now we do the G, just as we know it. There's an O, which makes it very high, meaningful. There are the thighs, there are the feet, the upper arms, the hand. There's me, present. And now, what can the ha do for it? To make it, to kindle it. So we are out there, we receive ha in the lower system, ha. It's like fresh air, and new use, keep this fresh air alive. Gee, life is so easy, we don't have to work. Let go. One more time, really drink the ha and enjoy this carbon dioxide drink, when you start doing a little bit of work with the G. But you're still enjoying this wonderful drink. And now let this carbon dioxide be there and keep it alive while doing the G. HG. When we do the G first and then the ha, we will naturally have a ha which goes outside. In which quality, but we are now looking when we do the GH, what does the second sound profit from the first one? That's the question. So we do the horizontal G, and we do not expect help by the H because we are just doing the G, which shall support the Ha. So we do a horizontal one for the moment. G, we arrive. We are there. And now let yourself be surprised. Let go. And what is surprising for me, and it's different each time, but I was expecting a Ha which just going there, but somehow I received a fresh air, yeah, coming along from in front out of this G. Just explore your own way. How is it at that moment for you? And allow yourself to take it for real and follow it. Prepare the G and then enjoy the quality of the H coming out of it. G. H. And breathe. In this case, it came and then it wanted to open up. Not as before, just going down, and it felt like opening up to the space behind. It felt like having a sort of 2 or 3 pairs of wings behind. And enjoy it. And I did not expect it before. Okay, we go to the Ha and the Ka and start again with the coming in. And now it's a really, yes, there's a fire burning. The fire really sucks already. So the Ha comes with elan. Huh? Ha. And then just let it explode. Ka. And notice that a lot of fantasy, how you create the Ka, comes now into the execution of the gesture. So just collect every joy you can find and Ha, Ka. And just have the feeling, yeah. And now do the Ka just by itself, but still, as the rules are, with the thighs, not by the arms themselves, and just Ka. And now do it with the air before. Ha, Ka. So actually, I did the same Ka than before, but I just had all this air before, and then Cha, and it feels so different. And don't do it yourself. Just follow what the senses of your body feel being there. Last time, Ha, Ka, and light, and wow. And these reactions that just came by themselves. It was so easy, no cramp, nothing. No. It's not always like this, but if it's like this, you know, that was fine. Last version, Ka, Ha. We start with the Ka. What does it do to the Ha? So we are here. Ka. Ha. And it's about detecting the quality of the Ha, depending on different ways of doing the Ka. So one example was, oh, problem, Ka. No problem. Another one, I don't know, I just let it happen. Ka. Ha. So I wasn't sure, is this already the Ha coming? And then I noticed, no, it's still the preparation of this Ha, and that was wonderful then. So just see that the opposite zodiac sign frees, not only empowers, but frees what comes in the intended sound. Please sit down for a minute to listen to what playing with these rules between opposite systems does to your inner system. How do you perceive the space of your body as a whole? Yeah, as a whole, or on the whole, and what lives in this wholeness? Is everything very still? Is talking going on? Is everything on its place, or it's playing going on? And what does it create on the whole? Unrest, or despite of everything, rest? Is the general feeling more expansion or more contraction? Or both? How do your arms feel now? Are they single-membered, upper arm, lower arm, hands, or are they one arm? And what about your legs and feet? Do they feel similar to the arms? Probably not. How are they? And again, how do the light forces live in you now? The warmth forces, the elements. I invite you to stay sitting and relax for 1-2 more minutes, or you can relax even longer. And I show you where you find this information in the course to you in the beginning. So those of you who have already seen it, forget about it. All others, the slides which I have shown you, you find them here in this course. And there, if you go to our website, Eurythmy for You, and then to the English pages, they are pretty much the same as the German ones. All videos are translated. Then you have the course. If you go to the page Eurythmy School, then you find all our Eurythmy courses, which are showing the Eurythmy elements, not so much the applications. These are not the health courses and so on. These are all also Eurythmy courses, but for specific purposes. And here you learn the basics. Yeah, it's a very nice course about the upper and lower system, because there you get to know your forces and how you can play with them. And when you scroll down, you have this course, the consonants, but still the wrong picture. The picture will change soon, still this evening. There you have the partition, vowels, consonants, and the words. And there's the course, the consonants. And then you just open this course, you click on the picture here, and then it should open up. It's the wrong course, but if you if you open the course, I just go back. If I've prepared it, but this one is the copper rod exercise, I'm sure. Yes. So if you, in 2 hours, if you go to this course, calming series, then you find all videos which you're looking for in nicely reshaped order, partitions with the themes, the introduction, and all you need. And that's what I wanted to show you. Okay, I see you hopefully soon again. It's a pleasure sharing with you what, Eurythmy can offer. And those of you who have signed their names, who have signed the list, they get the invitation email. All others, find them on the website when you go to the Eurythmy webinars, and then they are back. Great. So, have a great time. See you soon again. Bye-bye.